Another long day. Why does my life feel so empty?
Learn English through story, The Secret Garden. Every evening at exactly 6 o'clock, Sarah left her office and walked to the same garden. The garden was hidden behind an abandoned church on the edge of the city. Most people didn't even know it existed. But Sarah knew. 3 months ago, she had found a note on a park bench. It simply said, "If you are lonely, come to the secret garden at sunset." There was no name, no address, only a small drawing of a blue flower. For some reason, she followed the clue. And that was where she met him. A man named Adrian. He was different from anyone she had ever met. He never talked about his job. He never used a phone. He never spoke about his family. Yet every evening, he was waiting for her in the garden. At first, Sarah found him strange. Then she found him interesting. Eventually, she found herself thinking about him all day. Their conversations became the best part of her life. They talked about dreams, regrets, love, and second chances. One evening, Sarah asked, "Why do you always come here?" Adrian smiled. "Because this garden gives people what they need." "What does that mean?" "You'll understand one day." His answer only created more questions. As weeks passed, Sarah noticed something unusual. No matter what the weather was, Adrian's clothes were always dry. Even when it rained heavily. Even stranger, nobody else seemed to notice him. One day she pointed at him and asked an old gardener, "Do you know that man?" The gardener looked confused. "What man?" "The one sitting over there." The gardener stared at the empty bench. "There is nobody there." A cold feeling ran through Sarah's body. She turned around. Adrian was still there, smiling. That night she barely slept. The next evening she returned to the garden. "I need answers," she said. Adrian looked serious for the first time. "Then tomorrow, come 1 hour earlier." The next day Sarah arrived at 5 o'clock. The garden was empty. No Adrian. Only silence. As she waited, she noticed a stone hidden beneath a rose bush. There was a name carved into it. Adrian Blake. 1988-2020. Sarah's heart stopped. It was a grave. Below the name were words she would never forget. He spent his life helping lonely souls find hope. Trembling, Sarah sat down. Nothing made sense. Then she heard a familiar voice behind her. "You found it." She turned. Adrian stood there. But somehow he looked different. Softer. Almost transparent. "Who are you?" she whispered. Adrian smiled sadly. "Someone who once needed a second chance." Tears filled Sarah's eyes. "Are you dead?" "Yes." The garden became completely silent. "But why me?" she asked. "Because 3 months ago, you were sitting alone on that bench thinking your life had no meaning." Sarah remembered. It was true. She had never told anyone. "You needed hope," Adrian continued. "And now you have it." The sun slowly began to set. Golden light filled the garden. Adrian took a step back. "It's time for me to go." Sarah felt tears running down her face. "Will I ever see you again?" He smiled. "Whenever you help someone who feels alone." And then, slowly, he disappeared. The following evening, Sarah returned to the secret garden. Adrian was gone. But on the bench, she found a blank piece of paper. She picked it up. On it, she wrote, If you are lonely, come to the secret garden at sunset. Then she left it for the next person who needed hope. Moral: sometimes the people who change our lives appear only for a moment, but their kindness stays forever.